Many of us live disoriented lives, needing people, needing things, needing experiences, and places to go, people to see. A lot of us are just not very content and do not enjoy being alone or quiet and silent. There was a young, eager missionary who was delighted to have the chance to meet and to talk with Mother Teresa. As they spent time talking and sharing about vision and ministry and loving people, Mother Teresa interrupted at one moment and asked, "But do you have Jesus in your heart?" And the man seemed confused and replied, "Well, of course I have Jesus in my heart." And so the discussion continued, and again Mother Teresa asked, "Do you have Jesus in your heart?" And the man seemed a little put out at this time, right? And said, "Yes, I do. I have Jesus in my heart." Mother Teresa continued and said, "Well, you seem very busy, and you seem very intent on serving Jesus, but do you have Jesus in your heart?" She continued and said, "The best time for Jesus to enter a person's heart is when you're alone and when you're quiet. He generally doesn't enter a busy, crowded room, a busy, crowded heart, but one that is quiet and one that is receptive." Well, we are a society that does not rest very well, do we? We don't slow down. We live in the fast lane. We're impatient. We're hurried to the next thing. I remember Janice was living with fear and anxiety, always hoping for a better life someday. She loved Jesus, and she loved the life that He promised her, abundant life, but determined it was elusive, always out of reach. And so she worked harder, she prayed louder, she wept longer, she read broader, she studied deeper, and felt more despair. She believed in the hope that someday Jesus would make a difference for her and would give her things that she had hoped for. But Jesus doesn't make a difference for us. He makes a difference in us. Are we looking for differences outside of us? Peace in the world? Providing the right person, the right job, the right family, the right house, the right relationships? And when those things outside of us don't exactly line up with our perspective, we experience loneliness, hardship, and struggle, and we live in discontent. Is it possible that we need because the things outside of us that we acquire don't really satisfy, and so we end up needing more? We're not content. We want more. We need more. Nothing ever seems to satisfy. So is it possible to drink water and never thirst again? Well, Jesus said, "Whoever drinks the water I give them will never thirst," in John chapter 14. How about eating food and maybe never experiencing hunger again? Well, Jesus said, "I'm the bread of life. Whoever comes to me will never go hungry," in John chapter 6. Well, how about relationships? Is it possible to have one encounter with someone and never be lonely again? Jesus said, "I encourage you so that my joy may be in you, and that your joy may be complete." He said, "I call you my friend, in John 15. See, I think you can have ultimate contentment if Jesus is in your heart. So with the words of Mother Teresa, is Jesus in your heart? What if allowing Him entrance has nothing to do with us doing something, but it's all about Him doing something? What if allowing Him entrance requires us to be quiet, not talking, not relating, not working, not trying, but simply being quiet and silent? I mean, if this is true, do you have Jesus in your heart? The authentic self is one who practices authenticity of self, knowing what that self looks like, acts like, active and alone. The secure life is one who can be busy, doing work, being with people, and quiet, still, and alone. You can find peace and contentment in both places. But sometimes I wonder if we don't like being alone because maybe we don't like being with ourselves. And so, who are you? I love the lyrics of the song, "This Is Me." I'm not a stranger to the dark. Hide away, they say, because we don't want your broken parts. I've learned to be ashamed of all my scars. Run away, they say. No one will love you as you are. But I won't let them break me down to dust. I know that there's a place for us, for we are glorious. I love that. You are more than your type. You are an authentic portrait. You are more than your maladaptive way of living your life. You are more than the compulsions, the obsessions, the things that you hide behind. You are more than your anger, your fear, your pride, your gluttony, your avarice, your lust, your sloth, your envy, your deceit. You are a design of God's amazing workmanship. You are an authentic child of God. At the Enneagram workshop, Moving Toward Wholeness, you will be challenged with the probability of finding your true authentic self. So I want you to take some time now and practice this idea of being alone by following the instructions to this next exercise.